at lunch wondered if Carl Smith were back on the Saints sideline during that sequence. Payton explained the reasons for his atypical conservatism this morning.
I knew we were going to run the ball in the first 2 plays just to keep the clock moving. And then when it was 3rd and 3, you know, I thought about a play action pass. I didn't think about the double reverse.
New LSU Athletic Director Joe Oliva is learning that in these parts in late summer, everyone's a weather watcher. He's confident the Tiger Stadium has been repaired enough to host North Texas Saturday night, but he's not confident enough yet in the track of Ike to say that the game will be played there.
Our number 1 priority is to try to play the game, and number 2, we'd like to play it in Tiger Stadium. So we will continue to monitor the storm this week. I would hope that by Wednesday we have a decision where we're going to play. Because if we're not going to play here, we have to let the other venue and the other team know where we're going.
As most of us know all too well, usually the time immediately after a hurricane is marked by a surge of adrenaline, followed shortly thereafter by overwhelming fatigue. In which category would the Saints and their fans find themselves yesterday? With Gustav in the rearview mirror and Ike in the headlights, this team and its fans are immersed in the height of hurricane season. Would yesterday be a welcomed respite from the travails of last week, which could revisit this region as the travails of this week? Or would the Saints and their fans succumb to the fatigue that a week's worth of stress and disruption of our daily routines must eventually produce? That game, the season opener, the home opener against the defending division champions who beat the Saints twice a year ago, figured to have the Superdome levitating with emotion as it was. Yesterday, under those circumstances, that emotional pitch had the potential to reach a crescendo. In recent years, I can think of certain games where one team was stoked with so much singular and unprecedented emotion that they simply could not lose, or some greater power simply would not let them lose. When the Saints played the Giants at Giants Stadium in 2001 in the first game in New York after 9/11, the Giants winning 21-13. When the Saints opened the 2005 season at Carolina in the first game after Katrina and won 23-20. When the Saints reopened the Superdome in 2006 and beat the Falcons 23-3. And perhaps to a lesser degree yesterday, the end of a long Gustav-interrupted week, the beginning of a season filled with promise. In a terrific struggle that drifted through a cone of uncertainty, it took the Saints' remodeled contraflow defense to end it with 44 seconds left. Destiny may have already determined the Saints should win. Circumstances may have conspired to determine they could, but the players made sure they did. And if we are spared Ike because of a high building over the Gulf Coast, we can all thank the Saints for providing some of it. Good start to the season.
Absolutely. Fun
nice
game.
feeling. And we're back with Carl in just a moment.
In a close game, little things mean everything. Like here, left guard Jamar Nesbitt and Reggie Bush both blocked the same blitzing linebacker. Number 51, Barrett Roode, had a free path to Drew Brees. The result, interception by Phillip Buchanan. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Later in the first half, the Bucs made a mistake in clock management. Pass complete, but Tampa doesn't call one of its 2 timeouts. 19 seconds tick off the clock before the Bucs again snap the ball. They settle for a field goal. The Saints' win helped cover up some suspect tackling by the home team. On Ernest Graham's 45-yard run, Tracy Porter and Scott Fujita both missed. On back-to-back 11-yard pass plays to Ike Hilliard, Tracy Porter missed, and so did number 31, Aaron Glenn. Later, Randall Gay got bulldozed. So did Josh Bullock's. The Saints must tackle better. And, of course, on Sunday, the Saints are at the Redskins. Well, the text messages I got after the Saints game declared that the Saints were headed to the Super Bowl. I'll hold off on drinking the Florida League Kool-Aid, but I do know this. This was the Saints' best performance since a November 2007 win over Jacksonville. Against the Bucs, the Saints suffered through some shoddy tackling, but the team's pass defense was much improved. And it was improved even though the Saints' best cornerback, Mike McKenzie, was inactive. Beating Tampa was a big first step, but in the NFL, you never really know. New England's Tom Brady is out for the season. Brett Favre and the Jets could be the favorite in the AFC East. So don't try and figure it out. just enjoy it.
You were a little impressed, though, to beat the Bucks.
You know what? The thing that I was most impressed about, and I said this last night, last year the defense does not make that stop at the end of the game.
Right.
Tampa scores, they win. They made a play. And as I've said before, if they're average defensively, they'll probably make the playoffs. But they have to improve on defense. And for one game yesterday, they did exactly that.
We were glad to see that.
You bet.
We'll be right back.